defeat the Detroit Lions. Defeat the Detroit Lions. What was the final score? 19-16 or something like that? 19 to excuse me, 16-9. Big time game, bro. Big time game from the Eagles. And I always felt like with the Philadelphia Eagles, as long as when you got quarterbacks that can't and are not mobile, I think it gives us an advantage with our defensive line. And one of my keys to the games was pressure golf early and often and all night. And that's what the Philadelphia Eagles did. They continued to put pressure on him. They continued to get in his throwing windows. They continued to back the passes down. They continued to make plays over and over. The offense left a lot to be desired. I'm not gonna lie, but this time of year, it's about getting a W. We got about six more games to figure this offensive woes out. But I'm glad. I'm glad how the guys battled. I'm glad how the guys continued to fight. And you never were kind of worried. The only thing I was like, yo, let's go up by like two or three scores. You know, AJ Sobo drop passes, Bottrell ship him out. Yeah, DRZ. That's another topic for another day. Um, you got he AJ got what he wanted tonight. He got the man coverage. He wasn't able to uncover. He sold on a lot of routes. That pass interference at the end was some bullshit. But at the end of the day, bro, they deserve to give that to us because some of those phantom calls earlier on. So they kind of eat the officials, even things out with that pass interference at the end. They had to give that to us because that was some bullshit. So I'm excited. That's a big win, man. But it doesn't mean that the offense has to get better, and I think that they will. I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles are the Miss Neutron factor was huge. Yeah, that it was. That was huge. The false start on Cooper, Darius Cooper was huge. It was a lot of. Uh, we're not really all these shows. They talk about AJ, Jalen, the offense, but they don't talk about the penalties. They don't talk about how the penalties continue to cost us. They don't talk about how we continue to shoot ourselves in the foot. They don't talk about how we continue. I'm at the point now where it's like, yo, if we don't get no yardage, just don't go backwards. We're going backwards on certain plays. -3, -5, right? Jalen Hurts, he wasn't great tonight. He did enough to win. Um, Smitty, guys dropped passes tonight all over the league today. I don't know what it was, but I watched a few games today. I watched Kansas City game, and I watched a game earlier. I think the Giants and the Packers. God, I seen about 10 drop passes today. DRZ Motorsport. I love Nick. I think he's a good energy guy, but he's not a good discipline guy. Locker room doesn't respect him as a leader. I don't know about that. With that fourth down, I would have went for it at the end. I think that was the right, call. But look, we gotta be more disciplined, DRZ. What's up, Landon? We gotta be more disciplined. We're not going to win a Super Bowl. First of all, the play calling to me at times was very conservative. Was very conservative at times, right? The play calling has to be more aggressive, but we're not going to win the Super Bowl with these penalties like this, right? These penalties, like good teams don't do this. Good teams find a way to continue to make big plays. This was a huge game. I honestly thought that I'm the biggest Eagles fan. I think we're gonna win. I'll be happy if we went 1-2, 1-1 in this stretch. We won both of these games against the Packers and the Lions in a short week, bro. We are serious Super Bowl contenders, regardless of how the offense is playing. The defense is playing lights out right now. If this offense can catch up, we're going to repeat. This was the game I told Sam Man, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. I said, look, I think right now the Rams, and I said this 2 weeks ago, the Rams are the best team in the NFC. Until I see the Eagles versus the Packers and the Eagles versus the Lions. Now I've seen it. Now I'm ready to say, once the offense gets moving like it's supposed to be, the Eagles are the best team in the NFC, and they're poised to repeat. And I think that starts with getting the first seed to allow these teams to knock each other out the box. And I'm looking at it right now. I'm thinking it's going to be the Rams and the Philadelphia Eagles again in Philly. Jalen Phillips is a move of the year. Yeah, Jalen Phillips, in my opinion, if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles, you got to resign to Kobe Dean and you got to resign Jalen Phillips. Those are two guys that have to come back to this defense. They have to. You have to resign those guys. If you do not resign those guys, and my voice is a little gone because I was coaching football earlier. We had like a marathon, so my voice is gone, right? You have to bring back Kobe Dean and you have to resign Jalen Phillips. Do not let him get into social media because he is, to me, better than a Josh Sweat. He sets the edge. He rushes the passer. Moro Jomo is playing big time. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. You got to resign Jordan Davis. I'm excited about this team, man. I'm excited about this defense. I think they played lights out tonight. And I knew it. I keep telling people I'm not really concerned about a sitting duck quarterback because all you got to do, they can't go nowhere. They can't go nowhere. They can't go anywhere. I've told people that. I'm having a little sip, bro. I'm litty. I'm be litty. Make Fangio the highest paid defensive court. Yo, Fangio is the dog. DRZ Motor. Fangio is the best defensive coordinator in the league, bar none. And a lot of it comes from the fact that he's been doing it so long that he's seen everything. He's seen every coverage. He's seen every blitz. He's seen, anything that you can throw at him. He's seen it all before. I want that man around for at least another 5 years. And whoever's his protege, his understudy, you better be studying him. And I want Vic to be able to pass the keys down. Maybe that's my man Parker. He's a great coordinator, bro. Yo, do we understand how big this win is? Last week was a big win. This win is huge, bro. My heart was pounding for like 3 hours. Boom, boom, boom. But I always felt like we're in control of this game. And all we have to do, right, is continue to make plays. We should have scored 30 here. You can't blame this one on Jalen. Now, Jalen had a couple air throws, but Smitty dropped a couple. And man coverage, those guys weren't getting open against second stringers, dog. Terry Arnold wasn't in. But we're gonna talk about it tomorrow on a podcast. Me and Sam Matt, we're gonna get together tomorrow and we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this tomorrow. I know the Commanders lost, a tough season for them. We're gonna talk about this, y'all. But I appreciate y'all listening. I'm not gonna be long. I just wanted to give y'all a little bit tonight. I appreciate Landon and DRZ Motorsports for coming in. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna relax. My ritual is I watch the Eagles game and I watch post game live with Barrett. What's the other guy's name? Mike Barkan. That's my ritual. So I got to get to my ritual. I've been doing this shit for like 15, 20 years. I've been watching Eagles post game live since Von Hebron. So let me get to that. Check in with us tomorrow. It'll probably be between 5:30 and 6. Me and Sam will go live and talk about Washington and talk about the Eagles game against the Lions and the rest of the NFL. My man DRZ, I appreciate you. And I appreciate everybody, man. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's go, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly. I love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.